Hello friends, in our this video we will learn about whole number, properties of whole number and number line. So let us try to understand what is whole number, right? What is whole number and what is natural number? So natural number is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Up to infinity. Natural numbers start from 1. It is very natural if someone asks to start counting, we start often with the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So these are the natural number. Natural numbers start from number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to infinity, right? And what are the whole number? Whole number start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. It means whole number contain all the natural number plus 0. So 0 plus all the natural number are whole number, right? So natural number are 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity, and whole number when we include 0 into this it become whole number, right? So if someone asks what is the greatest natural number, it is up to infinity, so it is not defined, right? And what is the smallest natural number? It is 1, right? And whole number start with the 0. 0 plus all the natural number, they are whole number. So if we say all the natural numbers are whole number, yes, all the natural numbers are whole number. But do all the whole numbers are natural number? No, because 0 is not a natural number. So except 0, okay, all the numbers are natural number, right? So let us start. Let us start this whole number in number line. How we represent these whole number with the number line, right? So this is a number line, and first of all just put a line here. So horizontal line, start with 0 and put a regular interval here. You can use the scale and put regular interval here, right, like this. And now put the number here. Start from 0. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, here 8, this is 9, 10, so on, right? We can represent the number on the number line like this, right? So what is successor and what is the predecessor? Successor means next number. Successor means next number. Predecessor means means just previous number, right? So 5 is predecessor of 6 and 7 is successor of 6, right? So let us see how we can do addition or subtraction on this number line. First of all, it is clear to everyone that whenever we are moving in the right hand side, numbers are increasing, right? Successor. And when we move from right to left, numbers are decreasing, right? So let us see how we can add on a number line. For example, if we have to do addition of 3 plus 2 on number line, how we will do? First of all, make a number line, put number on it like this, and now 3. This is 3, 3 plus 2. So for addition, we will move in a right hand direction. Plus 2 means 1 and 2. This is 3 plus 2. We reach at 5, right? So 3 plus 2 on a number line like this, right? Let us take one more example. Let us see one another number. Let us see. If we have to calculate 4 plus 3 on a number line, how we will do? Let us start 4. This is 4, right? 4 plus 3. 1, 2, 3. in the right hand side. We reach at 7. So this is addition on the number line. We can do it. Is very easy and like a fun. Please like and subscribe our video so that you come to know about our new uploads. We have already uploaded about the knowing our number whole chapter. You can reach it with the link in our description box, right? So let us move for the subtraction. Another operation is subtraction. How we can do subtraction on the number line? Let us see. See, if we have to subtract 5 minus 3. So as I told you, for subtraction, we will move from right to left. So 5 minus 3. We do 5 minus 3. 3 step back. 1, 2, 3. So we reach at 2. So this is 2, right? For subtraction, we will move from right to left, right? For addition, we move from left to right. It's really very simple. Let us see one more example of subtraction on the number line. Hope you are getting what I'm telling in this video, right? Please like and subscribe our video. We'll further discuss about the properties of whole number in this video, right? Let us see one more example. If we have to subtract 6 minus 2 on a number line, how we will do? First, we will reach to the 6. Here we go on the 6. Now, subtract 2. 2 step back. 1 and 2. It's really very easy and fun activity. So, we reach at 4, right? So, it is very easy to do the addition and subtraction of whole number on the number line. As we see that numbers are increasing from left to right and decreasing from right to left, right? We have learned about the successor and predecessor of a number. If we have to find out the successor of a number, let us suppose 899. What is the successor of its number? It means plus 1. Successor, for successor, we do plus 1. We get 900. For predecessor, we simply subtract 1 minus 1. We get 898, right? Now, let us see about the properties of whole number. So, first property is closure property, right? What is closure property? Let us see. If x, y, z are the whole numbers, then if we add two whole number, the answer will be whole number. Let us see what is it. So, if we add two whole number, the answer will be whole number, right? As we know, 4 and 3, they are whole number and the addition will be also whole number. So, in addition, if we add whole numbers, the answer will be a whole number. Now, for subtraction, for example, if we subtract two whole number, is it a whole number always? No. Let us see. If we subtract 4 minus 3, we get 1. Yes, it is a whole number. But if we subtract 3 minus 4, we get minus 1. It is not a whole number. So if we subtract two whole numbers, it is not always whole number, right? Sometimes, yes, it is. Let us see. If we subtract 8 minus 3, we get 5. Yes, it is a whole number. But if we do 3 minus 5, it is minus 2. No, it is not a whole number. So, closure property is not applicable for the subtraction. It is applicable for the addition. I think you are getting what is closure property, right? So, let us see for the multiplication. For multiplication, if we multiply two whole numbers, then the product is also a whole number, right? So, closure property is applicable for the multiplication. Let us see. If we multiply two whole number, let us see if it is 3 multiplied by 4, we get 12. Yes, it is also a whole number. Any product of any two whole number is also a whole number, right? But if we divide two whole number, it is not always a whole number. Let us see if we divide 3 by 4. No, it is not a whole number, right? It is not a whole number. But yes, if we divide 8 by 4, we get it is whole number. So closure property is not always applicable, not true for the division. It is applicable for the multiplication. So closure property says for the addition, when we add two whole number, the result will be a whole number. But it is not applicable for the subtraction. Same way, if we multiply two whole number, we get the answer as a whole number. Yes, the product of two whole number is also a whole number. But when we divide two whole number, it is not always a whole number. I think it's clear to you what is closure property, right? So closure property is applicable for the addition and multiplication, not for the subtraction and division. Let's move to another property. This is, yes, this is associative property. What is associative property? Associative property says if we add three whole number, whatever their sequence is, the answer will be same. Let us check it out. If we add 4 plus 3 and then we add 2 to it, answer 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 9. But if we change the sequence of this process, right, 2 plus 3 plus 4, 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 9. So answer will be same. Associative property says if we change the sequence of the whole number, the answer will be same. So associative property is also applicable for the addition, right? But it's not applicable for the subtraction. Yes, if we change the sequence of whole number, for subtraction, the answer will be not same. So associative property will not work for the subtraction. Let us see how it is. Check it out with examples. So for example, if we subtract 6 minus 4 and we subtract 1 from it, we get the answer 6 minus 4 is 2 minus 1, answer is 1. But if we do in another way, means 4 minus 1 and then we subtract minus 6 from it, the answer will be not same. So associative property will not work for the subtraction. Let us move on for the multiplication. Same way, multiplication associative properties work. So if we change the sequence of three whole numbers, the answer will be same. The answer will be same. Let us see how. So if we multiply 4 multiplied by 3, we get 12. Multiply by 3. Oh, sorry, the number should be 2, right? So that all numbers will be different. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, multiplied by 2 is 24. If we change the sequence, let us say 3 multiplied by 2, then multiply by 4. 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 4, 24. The answer will be same. So associative property work with the multiplication, right? I think you're getting the logic and example of these properties. What are these properties and how these work? Please like and subscribe our video. So the next is its property. Associative property doesn't work for the division, right? How? Let us check it out with the example. It's really easy to understand what are these properties. I already told in my many videos that math is a fun, math is a like a game, and the thing is that we should understand the facts, not just memorize it, right? Associate property says if we divide 4 by, sorry, if we divide 24 by 2 and then we divide the answer by 3, what we will get? We get 24 divided by 2, we get 12, then divided by 3, we get 4, right? So if we change the sequence, right? If we divide 3 by 2 and then divide by 24, the answer will not same. So associative property doesn't work with the division. It only work with the addition and multiplication, right? Let us move on to the another property. Distributive properties. Yes. What is distributive property? Distributive property says it works with the addition and subtraction, but it doesn't work with the multiplication and division. Let us see what is it. If we multiply 4 with the sum of 7 plus 6, we can do it like 4 multiplied by 7 plus 4 multiplied by 6. So it is 28 plus 24. We can do like this. Means y multiplied by x plus z is y multiplied by x and y multiplied by z. Right? So it works with the addition as well as it works with the subtraction. Same way, if we have to do it 5 multiplied by 6 minus 4, we can write it 5 into 6 minus 5 into 4, right? 30 minus 20, 10. So distributive property is applicable for the addition and subtraction, but it is not applicable for the multiplication or division. I hope you all are getting about the properties of whole number. Now discuss about the another property, cumulative property. What is cumulative property? Cumulative property says if we change the sequence, means x plus y is equal to y plus x, right? If we change the sequence of two whole numbers, the result will be same, right? Let us see for the addition. If we simply add 4 plus 5, it is equal to 5 plus 4, right? The result will be same, right? So if we add 6 plus 2 and 2 plus 6, the answer will be same, right? For subtraction, right? For subtraction. For subtraction, if we change the sequence, the answer will not be same, right? If we do 4 minus 2, it is not equal to 2 minus 4. So cumulative property is not applicable for the subtraction. It is applicable for the addition, right? Same thing, cumulative property is applicable for the multiplication. If we do like this, 4 multiply by 2, it is equal to 2 multiplied by 4. 4 into 2, 8. 2 into 4, 8. So cumulative property is applicable for the multiplication, but it is not applicable for the division. As we can see, 8 divided by 2 is not equal to 2 divided by 8, right? So we have discussed today about the properties of a whole number. What are these properties? We have discussed about the cumulative properties, associative properties, distributive properties, and closure properties. So hope you have understand about the whole number and its property. See you in our next video about the another topic of grade 6. Please like and subscribe our video so that you will keep update about our the new updates. Thank you and happy learning.